Hello and welcome to this chess video. I'm Master Ingvar Jónsson and I think I'm back from my short break and following the busy Reykjavik Open, the best open tournament around, the Reykjavik Open. Do check it out. And well, during the Reykjavik Open I came across this young gentleman, Alireza Firouzja. He's the subject of today's game and unfortunately for him this might be one of the biggest upsets in open tournament chess history. Now this is Alireza. He's here with his father during the closing ceremony of the Reykjavik Open, and he did very well at the Reykjavik Open. He only lost one game, but still he managed to tie for first. He also won a big Fischer Random Tournament that qualifies him for one of the biggest chess 960 Fischer Random Tournaments ever, which will be held in Norway with Magnus Carlsen and all the guys. So it looks like Alireza, he's kind of on the brink of stardom. He's about to break 2700, although this game will make that journey a little bit tougher because he's losing a lot of rating in this game. But Alireza, he's being taped by many as a future World Championship contender. His coach, his peers, and it looks like very soon he should be entering the elite, and one of the ways to get into an elite tournament would be to win the GRENKE Chess Open, this tournament that he's playing in now. The GRENKE Chess Classic incidentally starts today, and there you have a very strong field, and one of the players there is the star of the GRENKE Chess Open last year, which was Vincent Keymer, the young German player. So he qualifies for this tournament, a big chance for him, and perhaps Alireza was thinking about a similar path, getting into one of his first elite tournaments through the GRENKE Chess Open, and the way he has been playing in 2019, that would have been a pretty decent bet. But in the third round, he got a very unlucky pairing because he got paired up against a player from Israel, and unfortunately, Alireza forfeited the game. He did not show up, so the player from Israel won. But Alireza is of course put in a very difficult situation because if he plays against a player from Israel, he will get sanctions in Iran because they do not recognize Israel as a state, and that would probably damage his career. So he, his hands are kind of forced. He can't play because he would face sanctions, and it's a political matter that I really don't want to, discuss too much, but it's a shame when a young player with ambition is put into that situation, and I'm sure, having met them and talked to them, they just want to play, and he loves the game, and his father is very supportive of his young boy. But another upset today, he's playing against a 14-year-old girl from Germany, Antonia Siegenfuss, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Unbelievable result. Alireza opens with e4. We have the Sicilian, and so far everything normal. Knight f6, knight c3, knight c6, knight d to b5, and this very often transposes into the Sveshnikov, which has been topical because of Magnus Carlsen use of it lately. So d6 and bishop f4 would be the unusual transposition into the Sveshnikov, and some players with black use this move order to avoid some lines. But Antonia, Mrs. Siegenfuss, she played bishop c5, an unusual move, and probably not a very good one. Once you damage your black squares, you have to be really careful about weakening them, and the bishop doesn't really belong out there. And after bishop to f4, you're starting to feel the heat on these squares. Now Antonia decided to castle, bishop c7 by Alireza, queen e7, and now he goes for the trade of the bishops. Bishop takes, and Alireza took with the queen. You might want to take with the knight, which is probably also a decent move, but taking with the queen enables you to quickly castle. Knight d8, Alireza took, not minding the endgame. castles, and now f5. Now all of a sudden black is getting a little bit back into the game after a somewhat dubious opening, and probably there were better ways for Alireza to punish the opening, but still he has a good position. Knight takes e4, d5, and finally now if you get this move in, then you're closer to being okay. You cannot allow white to establish a knight here on d6, so d5 is a step in the right direction. Knight c5, of course hitting h7, so we don't have time to take here. h6, the knight comes back to f3, knight c6, bishop g6, a6, and knight b to d4. So now we're actually getting a structure that more resembles a French defense, but unfortunately for black, this is a structure that in general is not very pleasant. You've exchanged the black squared bishops, and white will try to dominate these squares and get a blockade, a Nimzowitsch type of blockade. Knight comes into d6, rook e1, and we see that white is firmly controlling these squares, and this will for eternity make this bishop a pretty sad piece. Rook to f6, the bishop retreats, b5 now, so Firouzja is trying to hold on here. Rook a7, knight to e5, rook e2 was played to protect the pawn, and now the knight can occupy this nice square on e5. Rook c7, b3, playing against the knight. There's no knight c4 now. Knight f5, and Alireza is quite happy to get a good knight against a bad bishop situation. Sort of a classical better position for white here, but still you have to break through. Now Alireza starts with a4, king f8, and he takes on b5. Now this creates a weakness that we can later attack. So everything seems to be going according to plan here for Alireza. Rook back to f6, f4. f4, I would be more inclined to play f3, but probably no need for that. So f4, king e7, h4, expanding on the king side. Still we have this nice knight and this bad bishop situation. King to d6, king to b2. And here Alireza decides to swing the knight over to b4. Not really sure what he's accomplishing with that. Well, he's maybe protecting this pawn, but still you have to improve your pieces. Bishop to c6, h5, bishop back to b7. So just awaiting her fate. Black can't really do much, but try and stay solid. But eventually white should be able to find a breakthrough. King c5 now by Antonia. And here white has a number of moves. We could play king c3, we could play the other rook to d1 to protect, we could play c3. But I guess Alireza thought he had a better idea, and he took on e6. And all of a sudden is this king in trouble. Because if you take on d4, I play c3, check, and it's going to be mate. King back to c5, knight d3 mate. A very nice idea. The only problem is, once you take on d4, the rook is protecting c3. There's no more mate. Alireza just blundered a whole rook against his young female opponent. Now he tried to play on a little bit, but a rook is just too much material. Knight d3, rook fe7, of course going for a trade. Knight f4, hoping for takes, and the rook is dropping because of the fork, but Firouzja kept her calm. b4, f6, again you can't take the rook because of the same forking action. So she took an f6, rook takes f6, rook f7, knight e6 check, king e5, a nice way to resolve the situation. Now you can't take on c7 because I take on f6, and if you take on f7 I got my trade in, so rook takes h6, The rook now got out of the attack, and after knight d8, a nice move, rook to f2, and Alireza had no choice but to resign here to the, well, one of the biggest upsets I can remember. This move is coming, followed by this move and this move. Mate in 3. All I can do is throw in some spike checks with the rook or the knight, but to no avail. Black will win. So an unbelievable result, and this ends Alireza's chances, at least in this tournament, to qualify for the GRENKE Chess Classic next year. So we'll have to wait a little bit longer perhaps for Alireza to get his invitation to a big tournament, but I'm sure it will happen pretty soon. His career is on a very nice path. A small bump in the road, but he will overcome it, I'm sure of it. And I, for one, am rooting for him. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, well, shocking result, at least for me. I just woke up and, opened my Facebook feed and saw this, and I was just in disbelief. But, these things happen, and this is one of the magics of chess, that, things can and they will happen. So yeah, I'll see you later in the next video. I hope to be back with a lot more videos. I've been posting some videos from the Reykjavik Open, some games I recorded, and also I want to show you some notable games from that tournament, and also, recent results. GRENKE Chess Classic starting, so we all like to see Magnus Carlsen play, and after the Reykjavik Open I sort of have my passion back, so hopefully we can, harness that energy. And see you later. Bye bye.